with the release of Alien Romulus, it got me thinking about the Alien franchise and how it's known for the deadly xenomorphs and brutal kills. So let's take a closer look at the top 10 kills in the Alien franchise. So yes, today we are taking a closer look at 10 of the best kills/deaths in the Alien franchise. Now, just a little heads up, this will include spoilers for major scenes in these films, so bear that in mind if you haven't seen them yet. However, I will label each kill with which film it is from, so if you haven't seen that particular film, you can just jump ahead to the next timestamp. I was so excited to do this episode because the Alien franchise has some of the most iconic death scenes and kill scenes in horror history. So let's just get going with this list and look at the top 10 kills in the Alien franchise. In Ridley Scott's Alien, the death of Officer Kane, played by the late great John Hurt, is a pivotal moment that sets the tone for the entire franchise. The build-up to Kane's gruesome end begins when the crew of the Nostromo is awakened from stasis early to investigate a distress signal from the mysterious planet LV-426. Captain Dallas, Kane and Lambert explore a derelict spaceship, discovering the remains of an alien with a gaping hole in its chest, a chilling foreshadowing of what's to come. This eerie discovery culminates in the moment Kane peers into one of the eggs, only to be attacked by a facehugger that latches onto his face and implants an embryo. The horror intensifies as Kane initially appears to recover after the facehugger detaches and dies. The crew, relieved and eager to resume their journey home, gathers for a meal, creating a false sense of security for both them and the audience. Suddenly, Kane convulses in excruciating pain. The crew's attempts to help are futile as a xenomorph violently bursts from Kane's chest in a shocking, visceral scene that leaves both characters and viewers reeling. This moment not only kills Kane but also marks the terrifying birth of the alien threat that will haunt the rest of the franchise. Kane's death is crucial because it introduces the audience to the brutal life cycle of the xenomorphs, establishing their lethal and parasitic nature. The shock of the chestburster scene, combined with the genuine reactions of the actors who were unaware of the exact details of the scene, amplifies its impact. This death is iconic not just for its graphic horror, but for how it sets the narrative stakes, underscoring the vulnerability and peril of the human characters against an unknown and deadly alien species. Another memorable kill from the original Alien is the death of Captain Dallas, portrayed by Tom Skerritt. After the harrowing deaths of Kane and Brett, the remaining crew devises a desperate plan to follow the xenomorph into the air ducts and herd it into an airlock, where they can then eject it into space. Dallas volunteers to venture into the air ducts, while the rest of the crew positions themselves around the ship, Ash and Ripley at the airlock and Parker and Lambert tracking the movements of both Dallas and the alien. As Dallas methodically clears the duct, sealing doors behind him, the tension escalates. The eerie score, the slow pace, and the relentless beeping of the motion tracker create a palpable sense of dread. The tension heightens when Lambert temporarily loses the alien signal, leaving Dallas to make a crucial decision. When the alien signal reappears, heading straight for Dallas, the confined space of the ducts, the urgent beeping of the tracker, and Lambert's frantic pleas for Dallas to escape converge to create an intensely suspenseful atmosphere. In a climactic moment, Dallas descends a ladder only to turn around directly into the waiting arms of the xenomorph. This scene is a masterclass in building suspense and executing a well-crafted jump scare. The confined labyrinth ducts amplify the sense of claustrophobia and impending doom, making Dallas's encounter with the alien both shocking and inevitable. Interestingly, the director's cut reveals that Dallas survived the initial attack, only to be taken to a nest created by the alien. In a chilling twist, Ripley later discovers the doomed captain and Brett in the nest, and Dallas's request mercifully ends their suffering. This alternative scene adds another layer of horror to the film, emphasizing the relentless and merciless nature of the xenomorph and deepening the tragic fate of Captain Dallas. The next next death scene involves multiple fatalities in one of the most pivotal moments in James Cameron's Aliens. For the first hour and 8 minutes, we've gotten to know the colonial marines from the ship Sulaco. These soldiers have repeatedly shown us how badass they are, boasting about their prowess, showcasing their physical skills, and strutting around with an arsenal of weapons. Their camaraderie and bravado make them a highlight of the film, but this build-up makes their near wipeout in the xenomorph hive all the more impactful. Upon locating the colonists' signal, the Marines descend to find them, while Ripley, Newt, Burke and Gorman remain in the armoured carrier. Ripley realises the building is essentially a thermal reactor, meaning that if the Marines fire their pulse rifles, it could cause a catastrophic explosion. Gorman orders the Marines not to fire and to collect all magazines, but feeling that harsh language may not be effective enough, Hicks arms himself with a shotgun and Vasquez and Drake secretly load their weapons with hidden clips. When the Marines find a surviving colonist, a xenomorph bursts from her chest, prompting Apone to kill it with a flamethrower, which draws the attention of multiple fully grown xenomorphs. The ensuing chaos sees the majority of the Marines wiped out in a flurry of xenomorph attacks, flamethrower fire and exploding magazines. Gorman's hesitation to order a retreat further endangers the team, prompting Ripley to take control of the situation and retrieve the soldiers. However, by the time she arrives, only Hicks, Hudson and Vasquez manage to escape alive. This expertly crafted scene, filled with tension and action, starkly demonstrates the lethal threat posed by the xenomorphs, showcasing their ability to annihilate even the best trained soldiers. Aliens ups the ante from the first film by increasing the number of xenomorphs, escalating the action, and delivering more deaths. This sequence not only raises the stakes, but also emphasizes the formidable and relentless nature of the alien adversaries, making it clear that the nightmare is far from over. Private Hudson, played by the late great Bill Paxton, is one of the most memorable characters in Aliens, due to his brash personality and memorable one-liners. Initially, Hudson is the quintessential loudmouth, boasting about the Marines' firepower and their readiness to tackle any threat. His overconfidence quickly turns to despair as the reality of the xenomorph threat becomes apparent. Hudson often becomes the voice of pessimism, his bravado giving way to panic in the face of overwhelming danger. However, his character undergoes a significant transformation as the film progresses, ultimately leading to a moment of heroism. As the Marines are picked off one by one, Hudson's fear and anxiety escalate, but he continues to fight alongside his comrades. In the final act, as the survivors make their desperate escape from the xenomorph-infested colony, Hudson takes a stand. When the aliens launch a final assault, Hudson faces the oncoming horde with a fierce determination. He holds his ground, using his weaponry to protect Ripley and Newt, buying them precious time to escape. Despite his fear, Hudson's last stand is an act of bravery, sacrificing himself for the survival of the others. Hudson's death is significant not only for its emotional impact, but also for the completion of his character arc, from a boastful, overconfident Marine to a self-sacrificing hero. Hudson's journey underscores the themes of courage and camaraderie in the face of unimaginable horror. His death is a poignant reminder of the cost of survival and the relentless nature of the xenomorph threat. It highlights the bravery and resilience of the human spirit, even in the darkest of times, making it one of the standout moments in Aliens. In David Fincher's Alien 3, the death of Clemens, portrayed by Charles Dance, is a brief yet shocking moment that carries significant emotional weight. Clemens, the prison doctor on the penal colony Fiorina 161, emerges as a key ally to Ripley. His calm demeanour and medical expertise provide a rare sense of stability in the chaotic environment. As Ripley gets to know Clemens, she learns about his tragic past, a former doctor who ended up in the prison due to a tragic mistake involving drug use. This backstory adds depth to his character, making his sudden death all the more tragic and impactful. Clemens' death comes swiftly and unexpectedly. As he tends to Ripley in the medical medical bay, the xenomorph bursts in, grabbing Clemens and killing him with brutal efficiency. The graphic nature of his death is jarring, underscoring the lethal threat posed by the creature. Yet, the true significance of this moment lies in what follows. As the xenomorph turns its attention to Ripley, the audience is treated to the film's most iconic image, the alien approaching Ripley, their faces inches apart. In a tense and terrifying moment, the xenomorph refrains from killing her, instead retreating and leaving Ripley unharmed. This chilling encounter raises questions about Ripley's connection to the alien and sets the stage for the unfolding drama. Clemens' death serves as a catalyst for this iconic scene, highlighting the xenomorph's unpredictable nature and Ripley's unique role in the alien saga. The loss of Clemens, a character who brought a glimmer of hope and humanity to the bleak setting, amplifies the sense of isolation and danger faced by Ripley and the remaining prisoners. It emphasizes the relentless and indiscriminate threat of the xenomorph, while also deepening the mystery of Ripley's survival, making Clemens' death a pivotal moment in Alien 3. Ripley's death in Alien 3 is a powerful and emotional climax to her harrowing journey. Throughout the film, Ripley begins to experience physical pain and strange symptoms. The xenomorph, which previously kills Clemens, refused to harm her, heightening the mystery. A scan eventually reveals the horrifying truth. Ripley is carrying a queen embryo. This revelation sets the stage for a monumental moment in the franchise, as Ripley grapples with the realization that her own body is now a vessel for the very enemy she has fought so relentlessly. The build-up to Ripley's death is fraught with tension and poignancy. Knowing the destructive potential of the queen inside her, Ripley chooses to sacrifice herself to prevent the xenomorphs from spreading further. In a selfless act befitting her character, she throws herself into a massive furnace, ensuring the queen embryo dies with her. This act of sacrifice is a fitting end to Ripley's story, highlighting her bravery and unwavering determination to protect humanity from the xenomorph threat. Ripley's death is a pivotal moment in the franchise, marking the technical end of her story, as the Ripley we see in Alien Resurrection is just a clone. The emotional impact of Ripley's death is deepened by the film's final moments, where we hear the log entry she made at the end of the first film, Alien, bringing her journey full circle. This callback to her initial encounter with the xenomorph underscores the gravity of her sacrifice and the full arc of her character's journey. Ripley's death is not only a significant turning point in the series, but also a testament to her enduring legacy. Her self-sacrifice embodies the strength and resilience that have defined her character, providing a poignant and fitting conclusion to her story. While Alien Resurrection isn't known for its standout scenes and iconic deaths, there is still plenty of fun to be had with it, and one or two unique kills. One of the most memorable and significant deaths in Alien Resurrection occurs when two xenomorph drones turn on a third, using its acid blood to escape their confinement. This scene unfolds as the crew of the Betty faces off against Dr. Wren in the mess hall. Amidst this tense showdown, the xenomorphs seize the opportunity to demonstrate their cunning intelligence and ruthless survival instincts. The film has already established the xenomorphs as dangerous and relentless predators, but this scene elevates their menace to a whole new level. The build-up to this moment begins with the xenomorphs being held in a containment chamber designed to study and experiment on them. The scientists and military personnel, confident in their control over the creatures, are caught off guard by the xenomorph's ingenuity. Sensing a chance to escape, two of the drones attack a third, tearing into its flesh. As the injured xenomorph's acidic blood spills onto the floor, it corrodes the metal, creating an escape route for the other two. The xenomorph's cunning highlights their ability to adapt and collaborate in dire situations, and the potential repercussions of blending xenomorph DNA with Ripley's, as the aliens now appear to have problem-solving abilities. This scene is crucial for several reasons. First, it showcases the xenomorph's intelligence and resourcefulness, traits that make them even more terrifying adversaries. The deliberate and strategic use of their own kind's acid blood reveals a level of calculation and coldness that sets them apart from typical movie monster creatures. Second, it underscores explores the futility of trying to contain or control these creatures, a recurring theme in the Alien franchise. The xenomorph's relentless drive to survive and escape confinement serves as a stark reminder of the dangers posed by underestimating them. Lastly, this moment adds to the tension and stakes for the human characters, as they realise the containment breach puts them in immediate peril, intensifying the film's suspense and horror. One of the standout and most unsettling scenes in Ridley Scott's Prometheus involves the ill-fated encounter between Milburn and Fifield and a creature known as the Hammerpede. In search of an alien race of beings, Dr. Shaw and Dr. Holloway have named the engineers, the science crew of the Prometheus head into an artificial structure to investigate. When Milburn and Fifield get lost in the tunnels trying to return to the ship and are then trapped inside due to a storm, the pair stumble upon the serpentine organism known as a Hammerpede. While Prometheus may not be universally loved by all fans of the Alien franchise, and the creatures featured are not yet the iconic xenomorphs that we know and love, this scene provides a chilling glimpse of the terror that lurks within this universe. As Milburn and Fifield investigate the dark, eerie corridors of the alien ship, they come across a pool of black liquid from which the Hammerpede emerges. Milburn, curious and enraptured by the creature, attempts to get a closer look, only to have it lash out and coil around his arm. The Hammerpede's strength and ferocity become evident as it tightens its grip and breaks Milburn's arm. When Fifield then tries to remove the creature by cutting it, it sprays acid blood onto his helmet, melting it into his face. The Hammerpede then displays regenerative abilities as it regrows its head, burrows through Milburn's suit, and then slides down his throat. The visuals and atmosphere in this scene harken back to the original Alien, with the claustrophobic setting and the visceral body horror elements that defined the series. The Hammerpede, with their acid blood, pale appearance, and violating oral attacks on their victims, are very reminiscent of facehuggers, and the image of the room's floor lined with hundreds of cylindrical containers conjures to mind John Hurt's Kane first discovering the xenomorph eggs. Additionally, it foreshadows the greater threats that lie ahead, setting the stage for the crew's increasingly desperate struggle for survival. Despite the mixed reception of Prometheus, this scene stands out as a moment that captures the essence of the franchise, blending sci-fi intrigue with the primal fear of the unknown. In Ridley Scott's Alien Covenant, the death of Ledward is one of the film's most harrowing and intense scenes, vividly illustrating the deadly consequences of humanity's encounter with alien pathogens. The build-up to Ledward's death begins when the crew of the Covenant discovers an uncharted planet that seems like an ideal location for colonization. While exploring this seemingly perfect world, Ledward, a crew member, inadvertently becomes exposed to alien spores that infiltrate his body through his ear canal. The ominous tension is palpable as the audience watches the microscopic invaders take root, knowing full well the horrors that are about to unfold. As the infection rapidly progresses, Ledward's condition deteriorates at an alarming rate. Corrine, the ship's biologist and Ledward's companion, tries to desperately help him, but the situation quickly spirals out of control. They retreat to the med bay aboard the landing craft, but it's too late. In a scene that echoes the visceral body horror of Kane's chestburster moment in Alien, Ledward's body convulses violently as the neomorph, a new iteration of the xenomorph species, tears through his back, killing him instantly. The graphic and brutal nature of his death is both shocking and a clear reminder of the franchise's legacy of horrifying alien encounters. While this scene lacks any of the quiet horror or subtlety of the chestburster death in Alien, Ledward's death is still significant not only for its immediate shock value, but also for how it sets the tone for the relentless terror that follows. It marks the first on-screen emergence of the neomorph, showcasing the terrifying evolution of the alien threat. The scene effectively ramps up the tension and stakes for the remaining crew members. In 2004's Alien vs Predator, though not widely regarded as a strong entry in the franchise, one particular kill stands out amidst its 15/PG-13 rating and mostly bloodless cutaway scenes. The film follows Charles Wayland and his team of mercenaries, linguists, archaeologists, and mountaineer Lex as they investigate a pyramid hidden beneath the ice of Antarctica. This pyramid, created by the Predators, has been a site of their ritualistic ritualistic hunts for thousands of years, with humans worshipping them as gods. Every 100 years, the predators return to engage in a coming-of-age battle with the xenomorphs, luring unsuspecting humans to their doom. As the team inadvertently ignites the ancient battle between the two franchise giants, they begin to fall victim to facehuggers, chestbursters, and predators. However, there is one particular kill that made it to this list. While team leader Lex is being attacked by a predator in stealth camouflage, it appears she is about to meet her end. In a sudden twist, a xenomorph tail pierces through the predator's armor, disabling its camouflage. As the predator becomes visible, it is lifted into the air by the xenomorph's tail, culminating in these two iconic villains finally coming face to face. Despite the film's shortcomings, this iconic moment still provides a level of satisfaction to Alien and Predator fans alike. This death is significant for several reasons. Firstly, it underscores the xenomorph's position as one of the most formidable creatures in the sci-fi horror genre, capable of taking down even the highly skilled and technologically advanced predators. The scene also visually symbolizes the convergence of two beloved franchises, fulfilling a long-held anticipation among fans to see these legendary creatures clash in a direct and personal battle. So those are 10 of the best deaths/kills in the Alien franchise, which hopefully we'll be able to add to with the release of Alien Romulus. Let me know your thoughts down below on the franchise, on the films, and on the deaths. Which are your personal favourites of the franchise, and did I leave any of your favourites off this list? If you're new here, then don't forget to click that subscribe button to become part of the What the Horror family, and if you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like as it helps the channel. If you did enjoy this list, then make sure to check out my other top 10 deaths in horror lists, which I will leave a link to at the end of the episode. And if you would like to join these lovely names here and get extra content on top of everything else you get on this channel, then there is a link to my Patreon page in the description box below. It's just a little way for you to support the channel and for me to give you guys some extra content. But in the meantime, thank you as always for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.